In the last video, we looked at hyperlinks and we saw how we could create links in our HTML document. Now, in this video, we're going to take it up from there and we're going to look at links a little bit more. Specifically, we are going to look at additional tag attributes that you can add to the anchor tag. So, if you looked at the last video, in the last video I should have closed this out right here. Now, if you looked in the last video, we were able to create links and we did links that were linking directly to a URL, and then we did local links, which were the links was two files on our website. So the first one here linked to google.com, and if you click on it, you go to google.com. Well, the second one linked to a paragraph file on our web page. But then what if you wanted to do something like this? Instead of having this google.com linking and clearing off your page and loading a new information on that particular browser that you have opened, what if you wanted this to, on click, open in a different tab? Then in order to do that, you have to now go ahead and add an additional tag attribute, which is called a target. Now, like I explained earlier, when you have a tag, like you have the anchor tag here, you can have tag attributes. Tag attributes define what additional information you want to give to the tag. So we have the anchor tag here, and then we have the attribute href, which is telling the anchor tag where to link to. Okay, now you could add an additional attribute to that same tag. You could add an additional information to that tag that tells the tag what to do. So you could add something like target, and when you add a target attribute, what you are saying is you are saying, okay, you want to define how the browser should open this link. So you could say target equals, and then you have your quotation mark, and you have something like underscore and blank. Now, when you do target underscore blank, what you are telling the browser is, hey, when this link is clicked, please open a new tab, a new browser tab or a new browser window, and then display that content in the new browser window. So if I do a file and I save this, I refresh, and watch what happens. When I click google.com, you can see a new tab is opened there, and you have this preserved, and you have a new tag opened right there. So when you add additional attributes to your tags, what you are saying is you are defining how you want that tag to function. So if you do target for this second one also, and you do equals to quote, and you do underscore blank, and you file and save, and you refresh, and you do a refresh. If you click on paragraph now, you can now see paragraph opens up in a new tab. So you have the tag attribute of targets that you can use to control how the browser deals with your link. You could also link directly to an email. For instance, if you were to, let me just do this and say h1 and link to email, and close my h1. Now you could link to an email by doing something like a, which is the anchor tag. I'm just going to close it out and close out my anchor tag here, and you say send an email. So if you do that, you could add your href, which tells the browser where that link should point to, and inside the href, instead of giving a URL or linking to a page or a file within your website, you could do a mail to and just say mail to. So when you click on this link, mail to, and then you do a semicolon, and then you put the email address that you want that person to send an email to. For instance, you can just say example@example.com. So you do an anchor tag, an href attribute, and then you do a mail to, a colon, and then you put in the email address that you want that email to go to. So if you do a file and you do a save and you refresh your links, you now see link to email. When this is clicked, what will happen is that your email browser is going to, your email software is going to launch, and when that email software is launched, you would be asked to send an email to the email address that is provided in that mail to link. So that's it. Now you could add a few more things to your links, like you could add a title to your link. So what does a title do? Let's look at this link. For instance, for this mail to, I could do a title, which is also a tag attribute. I could do a title, and I could do equals to and send us an email, and I close that out. And if I do a file and I do a save, now when I point and I hover over this and do a refresh, if I hover over this link now, you can now see that it has a title, send us an email. So once you hover over it, you see title, send us an email. If you hover over this, nothing happens. You hover over this, nothing happens. You hover over this, nothing happens. But then if you go back to that Google link and you do title and you do click here to go to Google, and you close that quote and you file save, if you do a refresh here and then you hover over that, you see that title comes up. So that's how to add additional attributes to your anchor tags. So in the last two videos, we have been able to cover hyperlinks, and then because we have been able to cover hyperlinks, we've been able to expose ourselves to tag attributes. And that means that when you have a tag, for instance, you have your anchor tag right here and your anchor tag closing, and then you have the content or the text on which that anchor tag is working on, which is google.com, and what you see displayed here. You could have additional definitions of what you want to do inside a tag, and that's what we call tag attributes. So in here, we've used 3 tag attributes. We've used the title, which gives a title to our link. We use the href, which tells us where we are referencing, or the website or the web page or wherever it is we want that link to point to. And then we did the target, which tells us how the browser handles this link when the link is clicked. So for this instance, when the link is clicked, the browser actually opens up that link in a new window, in a new tab. And that's hyperlinks for you. In the next video, we'll pick up something else and we'll go deeper into our HTML. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.